2026 is looking to be a sexy year for Capcom. We got beloved sequels coming out. We got new IPs coming out. But in this video, we're about to talk about a game that combines a little bit of both. We're going to be talking about Resident Evil Requiem, aka Resident Evil 9, a game that decides to combine the remakes and new games into one cohesive, dull package of Resident Evil greatness. Over the course of the last decade, Resident Evil decided to reinvent itself with Resident Evil 7 Biohazard and Resident Evil Village. They decided to go for the first-person perspective, go for a lot more horror rather than action, but alongside these releases, in between these releases, we also got remakes of Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4. These games came with the over-the-shoulder approach that dominated Resident Evil the decade previous to this, that started in RE4 and then culminated with the big all-star game in Resident Evil 6. Resident Evil Requiem attempts to do the RE6 culmination, but it does it in a different way, a better way, a fire way. Rather than stuffing every single character from the series into one game, this game has two protagonists, Grace Ashcroft and Leon S. Kennedy. Both of these characters provide two different styles of play. Leon with the styles from the remakes of 2, 3, and 4, and Grace having us with the style that Ethan Winters used in RE7 and Village. This blends the action, horror, and survival aspects into the game in such a beautiful way that it makes newcomers and veterans feel at home and get a dose of something new at the same time. The story starts with Grace being introduced as an FBI agent investigating a condemned hotel. Next thing you know, she runs into the freaky-faced scientist Dr. Gideon, who kidnaps her and then starts shooting people with T-virus darts, causing a small outbreak in the street. But then Leon pulls up like a deranged James Bond fan ready to delete people like a drama queen on social media. By default, Leon plays from a third-person over-the-shoulder perspective and Grace plays from a first-person perspective, but you have the option of interchanging both of these modes with both of these characters, meaning that you could play the action parts in first person, or you can play the horrific parts in third person, whichever way you prefer, giving players the ultimate playability when it comes to both of these characters. Not only are the different mechanics from recent entries in the series being utilized, but the concepts of different enemy types in recent entries in the series are also being combined together. The zombies in this game are infected by an evolved version of the T-virus. While there's still the droning zombies running around and trying to bite you, they also maintain some of their human traits and even yell out words and speak. They're talking. That shit creepy as hell. This combines things from the villagers in RE4 with the zombies that we were running into in RE2 and 3. Metaphorically speaking, the contrast between Leon and Grace gave me a good grasp of the power difference between veterans of the series and somebody who just started dealing with these stalker monsters, plant monsters, crazy giant dire wolf dogs, and BOWs that love wearing trench coats. Leon is a powerhouse, smoking everybody in the way. Matter of fact, it is an incentive later on to vanquish every enemy that's in your way in order to get paid for upgrades and buying new items. Grace, on the other hand, has to approach the game from a more strategic perspective. Sometimes you think about crafting handgun bullets. Sometimes you think about crafting antiviruses, which you can inject into the enemies and make them explode like Blade serum off of his first movie. The environments in the game seem to pay homage to every main entry in the series. Whether we're talking about the Spencer architecture of the clinic, the dirty, murky industrial basements, the crispy, clean lab environments that you find when you go through secret doors or elevators. And of course, if you've been watching any trailers, you get to return to the legendary nuked Raccoon City, complete with homage to past games, collectibles, and all types of items and paraphernalia that still happen to be left over even though the city has been in ruins for decades. A funny thing about this game is I hope it ain't nobody out here trying to make this the most realistic game ever, cause it does not stop at letting you know that Resident Evil is anime as hell. Even though the game goes for the realistic graphics, the choreography in some of these cutscenes and the events that occur had me thinking about Hellsing and even Devil May Cry. For example, when you run the Biggie, aka Chunk, the big infected who started eating and couldn't stop, they talking about he was eating test tubes and inanimate objects and everything. You're going up the stairs, you approach a corner, next thing you know, a being literally the size of the hallway squeezes through the walls, ceiling, and floor at the same time and starts chasing you. There's no foreshadowing, the ground isn't shaking, it happens instantaneously out of nowhere. Then of course we got Zeno, the dude who people were calling Timu Wesker all over the internet at this time. He got all the Wesker moves, the ultra instinct reflexes that even dodge bullets at point blank range. He comes complete with a dripped out suit and a shoulder trench that doesn't get a speck of dust or dirt during the entire game. I love the fact that Leon has taken to his concept brother Dante in so many different ways, from having crazy motorcycle scenes to facing abominations with nothing but a hatchet and a pistol, while not even flinching and still able to spit one-liners at the same time. Yeah.
Sorry, but I'm not on the menu.
I gotta give Capcom their props. I have no clue where they can go next in the series, but as a fan, I'm cool with any direction they decide to go, whether they decide to go with another sequel or if they decide to go with another new remake, if that made sense. But when you see developers like this that have old fans and new fans being satisfied at the same time, you gotta take notes. I challenged myself once again like a real psychotic gamer, and I beat the game in one sitting, just like I did Resident Evil 3 Remake, Resident Evil Village, and Resident Evil 7. It took me like 15 hours. I don't know if it's becoming some type of tradition, but this game got slayed too. As with Resident Evil tradition, you also get those unlocks at the end. You get to see future unlocks. If you choose to go through with further difficult challenges throughout the game, you get more crazy stuff like the infinite ammo RPG, more costumes. I can only speculate at what type of DLC this game could possibly get later. But yeah, this game damn near has a reference to everything Resident Evil related. I'm talking about even the movies. You go against the whole Umbrella Tactical Squad, where this game shifts into a Metal Gear scene instead of Resident Evil for a hot second. But it's one thing that this game is missing. For me anyways, and I've been saving this till the end of the video because Grace's involvement in this game correlates to the game that I want to be remade the most in the series. The one that had her mother, Alyssa Ashcroft, is one of the main characters. You see, Grace's purpose in this story is not just a damsel in distress. She is literally a child of fate, born to be a vital part of the Resident Evil universe. And if it wasn't for her mother and a few other people, this game wouldn't even come to exist. It looked like it should have been about it. Oh, hell no. Let's go. Get the fuck up out of here.